What if the world's most advanced technology became its own greatest enemy? What if the very machines that connect us across oceans were to suddenly turn the sky into a prison? Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where the internet is dark. Your GPS is a ghost. Global finance has frozen in its tracks, and the weather forecasts we rely on to save lives have simply stopped. Is it a cyber attack? A solar flare? Or is it something far more mechanical? Something we built ourselves, piece by piece, over the last 70 years? Tonight, we examine the Kessler Syndrome, a mathematical tipping point that could end the space age in a single afternoon. Are we currently building a wall around our planet that will trap humanity on Earth for the next century? Welcome to the Prime Archive. Here, we deconstruct the hidden blueprints of our world, from the deep-sea cables that carry our data to the orbital highways that define modern power. Now, let us look upward, to the debris of our past and the threat to our future. The story begins not with a crash, but with a calculation. In 1978, a NASA scientist named Donald Kessler looked at the growing number of objects in low Earth orbit and saw a terrifying pattern. He realized that space isn't just an infinite void. The regions where satellites are actually useful, the orbital shells, are finite. Kessler proposed that as these shells become crowded, the chance of a collision increases exponentially. But here is the detail that changed everything. In orbit, a collision isn't just a wreck. Because objects travel at speeds exceeding 17,000 miles per hour, even a tiny fragment carries the energy of a hand grenade. When two satellites collide, they shatter into thousands of new projectiles. These projectiles then strike other satellites, creating more debris. It's a self-sustaining chain reaction. Once it begins, we cannot stop it. The sky, quite literally, begins to eat itself. For decades, Kessler's theory remained a distant "what if?" But the 21st century turned his math into a reality. In 2007, an anti-satellite test by a major power created a cloud of over 3,000 trackable fragments. 2 years later, the world witnessed the first accidental hypervelocity collision between two intact communication satellites over Siberia. Since then, the pace has accelerated. We have moved from the era of single satellites to the era of mega-constellations. Today, major private aerospace firms and global tech giants are launching thousands of small SATs to provide global connectivity. While this brings the world closer, it creates orbital congestion. In the last decade alone, the number of active satellites has tripled. We are now tracking 35,000 objects larger than 10 centimeters, and an estimated 1 million smaller fragments that are invisible to our radar, but just as lethal. This isn't just a technical problem, it's a geopolitical stalemate. Space is the ultimate high ground. Nations like the United States rely heavily on space for military precision and economic stability. For them, space debris is an existential threat to their $500 billion satellite economy. Powers like Russia, China, and India view space as a theater of deterrence. The development of kinetic ASAT weapons, anti-satellite, means that any conflict on Earth could instantly spill into orbit. The problem? Space has no borders. If one nation creates a debris cloud to blind an enemy, that cloud eventually drifts into everyone else's orbit. It is the ultimate tragedy of the commons. Everyone wants the benefit of the sky, but few are willing to take responsibility for its cleanliness. If the Kessler Syndrome reaches a tipping point, what does the future archive look like? Scenario A, the Great Disconnect. We lose the global positioning system. This doesn't just mean you can't find a coffee shop, it means global shipping stops, aircraft are grounded, and the precise timing required for banking and power grids fails. Scenario B, the Prison Planet. The debris cloud becomes a physical shell. The launch window for future missions, to the Moon, to Mars, or for scientific research, becomes too dangerous to attempt. Humanity becomes trapped under a layer of spinning shrapnel, unable to leave the planet for 100 years or more. Scenario C, the economic freeze. The cost of ensuring a satellite would skyrocket. Space would go from a place of innovation to a dead zone, where only the most desperate would risk an investment. To the engineers and dreamers of the next generation, we must pass on a new perspective. Space is not an infinite trash can, it is a fragile environment, just like our oceans and forests. We are currently the generation of the threshold. We have the tools to explore the stars, but we also have the capacity to lock ourselves out of the universe forever. Awareness means moving beyond seeing space as a dumping ground for old tech and viewing it as a heritage site that must be preserved for those who come after us. Can we dismantle the wall before it hardens? Scientists are racing to find solutions. Missions like Europe's ClearSpace One are designing claws to grab dead satellites and drag them down to burn up in the atmosphere. New international guidelines now require satellites to be designed to self-destruct or move to graveyard orbits once their mission ends. Ground-based lasers could nudge debris fragments, changing their velocity just enough so they fall out of orbit naturally. But the most critical step isn't technical, it's legal. We need a new orbital treaty that treats space debris not as junk, but as a liability for the nation that launched it. We stand at a crossroads. Above us, a silent storm is gathering. Whether we choose to clear the path or build the wall will determine the history of the next millennium. The stars are waiting. Let's make sure we can still reach them. Thank you for watching the Prime Archive. If you want to see more deep dives into the structures of our world, subscribe and click the bell icon.